Hello, happy Tuesday. Welcome to TV Guide Live. I'm Mickey O'Connor, and with me today I have my colleagues Liz Raftery and Sadie Guinness. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Thanks for being here. Today we're going to talk about NCIS, who's in, who's out, and what all these personnel changes will mean for the new season. In the meantime, if you have any questions for us, please send them now to @TVGuide on Twitter with the hashtag TVGLive or on Facebook in the comments below, and we'll answer them at the end of the show. We've got a lot to talk about, so let's get to it. All right, first trivia question. What does NCIS stand for? We were just talking about this right before we went on.
I do
Naval?
believe no crew is superior, according to LL Cool J.
That's what LL Cool J says, right? No crew is superior. Officially, though, it stands for Naval Criminal Investigative Service. And it's on its 14th season, if you can believe it.
And it's already been renewed for a 15th.
Yeah, and it's the #1 show on TV.
Yeah.
We always talk about it in the office as the show that's kind of hard to cover in a way because it's a procedural, so it's like crime of the week that they're investigating. There hasn't been a lot of there's not a lot of news that comes out of it as a result because it's not like a serialized show. It's not something where there's like a recurring plot line that goes through.
Yeah, I mean, there's some threads, but it's mostly, procedural.
And also, up until recently, it didn't have a lot of cast changes. It was always, sort of the same people. But be careful what you wish for, because this year we got like everything, like all hell broke loose at NCIS.
Yeah.
So the first big thing is that Michael Weatherly left the show last season.
Yes.
And he's obviously going on to Bull on also on CBS. He'll be nestled right between NCIS and NCIS LA in the fall. And also Sarah Clark, who played Tess Monroe, is not coming back as well.
Yeah. But she was only in a couple episodes last season.
But I think there was sort of the sense that maybe she would be a series regular at some point, but it just didn't work out.
Right.
So, but we have some new people coming in. Why don't you tell us about them?
So first, Dwayne Henry, who also made his debut in the same episodes that Sarah Clark was introduced. He's been promoted to a series regular. So his character, Clayton Reeves, who's this British MI6 officer, is going to join the team officially, and I just spoke to NCIS showrunner Gary Glassberg, and
did you?
Yeah,
like,
literally just
hot off the presses.
Yeah, and he said that the way Reeves is going to get integrated into the team is actually very similar to how Ziva was integrated into the team, how she was kind of like on loan from Mossad,
right,
and he's going to be kind of on loan from the British agency.
And I think what I heard is that he's not in the premiere. Like he comes along sort of later in the season.
I think he's going to reemerge later in the season. Yeah.
Who else? So we've got two other people, right, who are joining the cast.
Yeah, Wilmer Valderrama.
Right. So his character is named Nick Torres, Special Agent Nick Torres. What do you know about him?
So he was an undercover agent, and he's going to be brought back into the field. And, like deep undercover, like kind of like Black Ops type thing.
Yeah.
So he's going to be introduced in the premiere. And I guess the main plot around his character is how it's, so difficult for him to reintegrate into the job and like daily
like follow the rules, basically.
Yeah,
right? Because
pretty much.
When I read the description, he reminded me of like the character of like Huck on Scandal. He's like NCIS's Huck.
Okay.
Like
I don't watch Scandal, but
because he used to be Black Ops. He probably did some really bad stuff when he was doing Black Ops, and now he comes back into this organization where he has to follow the rules. And,
right.
But what else did he tell you about him?
He just said that it's a very he talked a lot about Wilmer Valderrama as an actor and how he can bring kind of like wit and this like great energy to the role. So I think that he's potentially going to be a good fill-in for Tony, who was always kind of like the humor, like element to the show. So maybe he'll be that. Yeah, definitely.
And Wilmer Valderrama has been in a lot lately, hasn't he?
He was in Grey's Anatomy last season,
and he was on Minority Report, right?
Okay,
for as long as that.
Yeah.
R.I.P. But he's done a lot of guest stuff on dramas lately, which
But it's been a while since he's been a regular on anything, so this will be
anything that lasted.
Right. True.
But I mean, when you consider like that '70s show, like to this, like it's it's an arc.
Yeah.
All right. What about Jennifer Esposito?
Yeah, Jennifer Esposito's character is Alex Quinn. Used to be a field agent, left to work in the recruiting office, and she kind of gets brought in as she's helping Gibbs find a replacement for Tony, she kind of falls into the role, I think, is...
The story that I heard is that she fails at replacing Tony because she suggests 8 different people and Gibbs rejects every single one of them.
Okay, well that's...
And so that she has to take the job.
That sounds about right.
Right.
Yeah, so she gets introduced, and then apparently around episode 5, we're going to find out her backstory and why she got, taken out of the field and into recruitment and everything. So.
And she has a history with Gibbs, right? Like she's worked with him before.
I think so, but it's kind of murky at this point.
And then I think I also heard that she has a history with Nick Torres as well, with Wilmer Valderrama's character.
Oh, potentially. I don't know about that. But
could it be that both of their dark and secret pasts are connected?
Are the same.
Maybe.
Maybe they had a kid together.
Maybe
she was involved in the Black Ops thing that gave him all of this drama.
Yeah.
She's like
pure
the Olivia
speculation
Pope.
at this point.
Never mind.
Right. I do know who Olivia Pope is. Yeah, she's the Pope to the Huck or whatever.
She's the Pope to the Huck. So no word on whether or not she eats wheat. We don't know if she eats wheat, right?
Oh, right. Yeah.
That was my goofy way to mention that she used to be on Blue Bloods and left because she had celiac disease and...
Yeah.
What was it?
It was all of this drama because she was sick, and CBS and Jennifer Esposito have very different versions of this story.
Right.
I believe she claims that they weren't very understanding towards her illness, and she couldn't work all of the hours they wanted her to, and she even collapsed on set one day. Whereas CBS, I believe they accused her of faking...
Like a sick out or something.
Of faking the whole thing.
Like a Jeremy Piven mercury poisoning.
So she ended up leaving the show, but she did open up a gluten-free bakery in New York.
That's what I was talking about, yeah.
So,
what's it called?
Jennifer's Way.
There we go.
Okay.
So let's see. So I just read something about Wilmer Valderrama. He was talking to E during the TCAs, and he said they asked him to phrase season 14 of NCIS in hashtags, and so he gave them 4 hashtags. The first one was complicated. The second one was unpredictable. The third was pregnant, and the third was love triangles. So you asked Gary.
I asked Gary about the pregnancy thing because I really don't see how that would possibly fit into the mix of people we have here.
Yeah.
And he said that he basically doesn't know what Wilmer was talking about and thinks he was just messing around with them.
Yeah.
But we are going to see an engagement between McGee and Delilah, and potentially that could, lead to some more developments with them, but not a pregnancy as far as we know.
But not you said when I told you about the pregnancy rumor, what did you say?
I don't remember what I said. I don't know if
Who
I
did
can
you
repeat
wish
it
it
on
was?
camera. Oh yeah. I was saying that.
It wasn't anything off color. Don't worry.
No, I was saying it would be funny if Abby was pregnant, but Abby's probably not pregnant. But she and Reeves, continue their little banter back and forth. We kind of saw them together last season. So, yeah.
All right. So, if you have any questions, please tweet us at TV Guide with the hashtag TVGL and or TVG Live. What is
TVG
it?
Live.
TVG Live, or on Facebook in the comments below. So actually, let's look at some of the questions that we have. Let's see. Any chance we'll get to see Christina Chang again? I loved Agent Page and her chemistry and dynamics with Sean Murray and Mark Harmon. This is Victoria on Twitter asking.
Not as far as I know.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Another thing that Gary said that's going to change with Tony gone is he said the physical layout of the office is going to change, which may seem kind of obvious because Tony won't be there anymore, but I'm wondering, how far they're going to take that. Is it going to be actual different, decor or anything?
Is it a new set? Is that what they're saying?
I don't think it's a completely new set, but he said that fans will definitely notice some physical differences in the office itself. So that's something
there's
to
going to
keep
be
an eye
a
out
water
for.
cooler where Tony's desk used to be.
Oh yeah, or a big cardboard cutout of
A
Tony.
Xerox machine.
They just turned it into an in memoriam.
Yeah. There's burning candles to him and stuff. Yeah.
There's tune-in information for Bull.
Right.
Serena on Twitter asks, any thoughts of bringing us McGee's mom? Who might you consider? My vote would be Pam Dauber.
Oh.
Pam Dauber is Mark Harmon's wife.
Real life wife.
Right?
Yes.
Real life wife. What do you think?
Sure. Yeah, that could work. No, I think that...
She doesn't act anymore, does she?
I don't think so. But that would be an interesting piece of stunt casting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Serena also asked, will we get young Gibbs flashbacks again so we can see Sean Harmon again? So, like, his son played him in flashbacks, I think. Is that right?
Yeah, I think that we're going to be doing some Ducky backstory.
Oh,
I haven't heard
interesting.
anything about Gibbs flashbacks, but we're going to definitely be seeing young Ducky again. So there's some flashbacks.
What are those going to be about?
I don't know specifically, but that's one thing that Gary teased coming up.
What else did you tease? Anything else you can tell us?
Some stuff that, we'll probably keep under wraps for at least a
now?
couple more days.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
some interesting things.
Keep your eye out on tvguide.com for that information.
Some interesting things with Bishop and, the rest of the team. So.
Okay. Marla on Facebook asks, how do you think the new cast being added will affect the show, especially with both Cody DiPablo and Michael Weatherly gone for good? What do you think?
I mean, Gary said that his approach to this, like, he really just wanted to start fresh in season 14. Like, I know from experience he's always really gracious when I talk to him, but I'm sure that he's gotten really sick of hearing, will Ziva come back? Will Tony and Ziva ever get together for, 11 years or however long it was? So, yeah, I think that...
Although, in interviews, Michael Weatherly has sort of, like, indicated that he might come back, like, that he would be open to coming back.
I could definitely see, like, some sort of sweeps episode where
that
Tony
could be just
comes
lip
back.
service, but, like...
Yeah.
But I don't really think that... I think the Tony and Ziva thing is sort of...
Well, she's dead. Yeah,
Right.
so unless he becomes, like, a necrophiliac or something, like, there's never going to be another
15.
Tifa moment. Yeah. But so anyway, yeah, I just think that the show and probably the rest of the cast members are just really excited to do like a fresh start, post Tony. I don't think there's any hard feelings or anything, but get this behind them and kind of make a fresh start with the show.
But since we've read these characters, we know these actors, like what do we think it's going to do to this show overall? Like, to me it seems like it's a little bit like a little bit rougher, like a little bit like more confrontational cast. Like, I think that like one of the things about NCIS is that it's also conciliatory. Like, they all like sort of work together and get things done. But this could be like, these two characters in particular could be really adversarial, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's two pretty heavy hitters, especially, Jennifer Esposito and Wilmer Valderrama. So you're not casting, people that no one know,
right.
So I think it'll be an interesting dynamic, but we haven't seen any of, we haven't seen what the characters are like, so.
Yeah.
Kind of hard to say right now.
Okay, let's see. Bullfan_Weatherly on Twitter asks, will there be a 3-show crossover this year?
That's actually Michael Weatherly. Just wondering.
Did you talk about crossovers at all?
No. Yeah, I'm assuming they mean like a
With
NCIS New Orleans
annual
crossover.
I don't know. I
assume they meant the 3 NCISs.
Oh, yeah.
That would be logical. I don't know why I thought. Because his name was Bullfan, I think that's why. His or her.
Well, I don't think that there haven't been a lot. There's been NCIS and NCIS New Orleans crossovers, but maybe they'll
that was basically like launch the show, right? Like,
maybe they'll do a singular night, because I think that that's where Bull is in the lineup between
LA
NCIS and I think it's between NCIS and NCIS New Orleans.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
So who knows? Maybe.
Donna on Facebook asked, who is replacing Michael Weatherly's character?
3 people.
Nobody.
3 people.
Nobody
No one can
replace.
fill those shoes.
We were joking earlier that like the show's like really hitting it hard, that like it takes 3 people to like replace Michael Weatherly, and then when I heard that story about how there were 8 people that he rejected, like it's like nobody could replace Michael Weatherly because he's charming. You interviewed him recently, right?
Yes.
About Bull. He was charming, right?
He
was funny,
was
a little wacky.
Ridiculous, but like in a way that was like really fun, and he's really excited about this new project.
Yeah.
Like, he hadn't wanted to go back to TV acting after NCIS. He left because he wanted to kind of like take a break.
Yeah.
But then once he got the script for Bull, he fell in love so much. He's like, I'll just keep going.
When actors say that, what percentage of the time do you think they're telling the truth? But then I read the script. I say that a lot.
In his case, I really believed him. Like, I think he genuinely loves this role.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, it's sort of, we talked about it a lot on this show already, but it's based on Dr. Phil's early life when he was a jury consultant, and it's a very different show, but I think it's,
And he's definitely the star of that show.
Yeah, he's the star of the show. I could see him really sort of having fun with it.
Yeah.
He plays kind of an omniscient character who knows human behavior so well.
With glasses.
Yes.
With glasses that he uses to great acting effect.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Jerry on Facebook asked, did Bishop's husband really cheat on her? Is it possible he confessed to it to cover up an undercover assignment?
Drama.
I don't know about that conspiracy theory.
I know,
but
really.
Yeah,
Truther. NCIS Truther on the
seriously.
Facebook.
Yeah, from what I know about Bishop this season, she's going to be, post-divorce, kind of moving on with her life, and she gets involved with a big case later on in the season. But, yeah, I don't know. That would be an interesting kind of twist. I don't know if the NCIS powers that be are watching, but maybe they can incorporate that into season 15.
Jerry on Facebook has spoken.
Yeah.
Okay, Jess on Twitter asked, what's the best thing about Nick? And has Nick already killed anyone?
I'm sure he's killed people.
This is why I'm
pure
saying.
speculation on my part, but I'm sure he's killed people.
He's NCIS's Huck. This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right. I think so. Wait. So what about Abby? We don't know anything else about Abby. Abby's everyone's grandmother's favorite.
She and Reeves have this, cute friendship in the lab, and that's going to continue to play out. And there's apparently a big case for her coming up, but nothing on the personal front. I got excited because Ari was talking about Reeves and him fitting in with Bishop and Abby, so I immediately thought, ooh, love triangle, are either of them interested in him? And he said not so far. So that was just me jumping to conclusions. But
wow. That's what we do for a living.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's all we have time for today. That's it for TV Guide Live. Thanks, Liz and Sadie, for being here, and thank you all for joining us. We're here live every weekday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Send us your questions at TV Guide on Twitter, hashtag TVG Live, or on Facebook.com/TV Guide. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks.